This week on Roadworthy Rescues, the 1961 Pontiac Barneville is back. Affectionately nicknamed the Barneville, this car's got a really cool story, but unfortunately it ended up being a parts car. I did thrash for a few days. We got the engine in and a turbo 350 swap, but it's time to officially get it running and once again, roadworthy. But first, I had to call a tow. This is sketchy. And I have no brakes and I'm about to buy my neighbor a fence. That's great. Woo! Oh, man. Oh, barely missed it. Last time on Roadworthy Rescues, we found the 61 Barneville in a barn up by Detroit, Michigan, and we thrashed on this thing, but unfortunately didn't get it back on the road. The engine was just kind of topsy-turvy laying in there. It wasn't even connected to anything. The transmission was junk. Now it's actually bolted in with a turbo 350, but we ran out of time. That's as far as we got. Now it's back, and I'm bound and determined to get this thing running, and I think that's where I'm gonna start. We've got a big list on the windshield here, and each one of those is a big project, but we've got to get this engine running, making some noise. We've got electrical to do, fuel, carburation, exhaust, linkages, the cooling system. I mean, there's a big, big list. So let's get this hood off and dig in. You're gonna have to move, Daryl. I gotta get the hood off. Come on. Yeah. Why are you so fat? Lavender and basil mix. There's centipedes rolling out of here. Snake. I thought I saw a kangaroo. We got mice. We have an ecosystem in the back of the Barneville. So this is where we would normally start with the project on the show, is kind of just a bare engine sitting in here. I got to get this hood off to get a little bit more room. We've got to do everything. We've got to wire this. We have to do ignition. We have to do a carburetor and fuel and all that stuff to make it happen. So I'm going to get this hood off and out of the way. We're going to start plumbing up some fuel and ignition. I think that's where I'm going to start. Watch the paint. So I'm just soaking up the fond memories of working on this Pontiac. And remember that the bolt snapped off in the intake here. So before I start bolting on accoutrements and whatnots, I've got to fix this first, because this bolt is very, very important. There's a little gasket that goes between the water pump and the intake. And without these two being pulled together, that undoubtedly will leak and we'll have coolant everywhere and eventually overheat. And maybe we'll lock the motor up. Ooh, wait. Do we fix it? Fuel Make It Happener is on. That maybe might work. I'm actually going to swap these valve covers out. We've got some cheap chrome ones because A, we want to add horsepower, and B, we want to get home. That's off. Once I get that in, I'm going to put the cap, rotor, lightning hoses in, start dressing up some of the wiring. And then I got to move on to things like fuel pump. I need to add a oil pressure line to the standoff over there, get an oil filter in this thing. I don't even know if there's oil in it. Probably look at that. And just keep slowly start adding accessories back onto this thing. Looks like a Go Boy mechanic worked on this last because they marked the #1 post on the old Lightning Whirler. Oh, that was me. So guy up top, we got some stuff done. We got the fuel make it happener in, added some horsepower with the chrome valve covers, got the lightning hoses back on, distributor cap, everything like that. Got a fuel pump jabbed in it. And started thinking, hey, we get too far ahead of ourselves here. We still can't fire this thing up because we ain't got no music pipes hanging off this. No manifold, headers, nothing. The headers don't fit. They're shorty headers, and we started looking around for different header options. And here's the deal. We got this adapter plate to run this Turbo 350 transmission. So it's got this additional plate and a bigger starter specific to that adapter. And I'm not seeing anything that's going to fit between the steering gearbox, the frame, and the motor transmission. So now we're kind of looking for stock manifolds again. And keep in mind, we only had one, and we might have pitched it after the last episode because we didn't think we'd need a stock manifold again. We are down a river with 2 canoes on that. So I'm diverting my attention to this transmission cross member, which I just booger welded in here with a 120 volt welder. I need to get a polyurethane bushing in here. I'm gonna get this dialed in, so at least this is 100%. Drop the car back down, and then get back to the rest of it. I needed something with a bend in it. Well, I actually had another one laying around in stock here at Vice Grip Garage. It was too short lengthwise, so I cut up some things. We're gonna couple it together, use some of the existing parts, and make our own. One part that we're gonna need is the actual pad that welds to the cross member and bolts to the bushing on the transmission. So believe it or not, I'm in CAD. It's about the only computer thing I know how to operate, believe it or not. And I'm just gonna draw up a template really quick, click a button. This is gonna laser it out, and then we'll go over there, stick weld it in, and boom, transmission stuff done. And then we are officially right back to where we left off, whenever that was. Day 2 back on the Barneville here. We got parts and things to do. I'm gonna leave it up in the air and just start attacking this underside. I'm trying to get this car running and driving after being stored in a barn for at least 10 years, probably way more than that. It was a parts car, but no longer. So now I'm kind of just attacking this fuel tank. This thing's gotta come down. I'm sure it's full of rust and rot and varnish and everything else, and the lines are just completely shot. I think we might have a new tank. Hopefully that's similar or the same, hopefully exact. And then we'll have to inspect the solid line that runs all the way to the front. If you remember, the brake lines were completely rotted out of this thing, and the fuel line runs right next to that brake line. So if one's rotted, the other one maybe isn't. Okay, new fuel tank and sending unit is in. Redid all the wiring and the soft rubber line here. So this is 100%. We should have a nice clean fuel system. I'm gonna go up front. We're gonna try to find some torque converter bolts, Loctite those, get the transmission officially complete and mated to the engine. And then hopefully by then the drive shaft is here. We're pretty well done under here other than an exhaust system, but we need something to hook it to. We may potentially have an awesome fan of Vice Grip Garage YouTube driving them from South Carolina, I think, and we really need those. Hey, look what we got. David and Kaylee drove all the way from South Carolina, about a 6-hour drive to bring these things. This came off a 62 or 63?
62 Pontiac Catalina.
Nice. And this is what we need, especially on the driver's side. See how that comes out the center? We have our steering gearbox right here and our starter back here. And this is an absolute lifesaver. So thank you so much, man.
No problem.
You saved my bacon big time with these. So we're back at the shop. Let me show you really quick why this manifold is so important. If we slide this up here, the exhaust exits right where my arm is, essentially. And we need that because of the position of the starter for our conversion plate thing over here as well. It's gonna be really tight, but that kind of sounds like a Chad problem. So I'm gonna struggle, get these bolted up and ready so he can walk in and hook some pipes up. Feels like I've done this 15 times. Okay. Oh, nice. Our cold case slipped right in. Looks like this is bent up from pulling the engine. I gotta flare that out a little. But the good news is this fits. I think it's the first thing that actually just went in. Yes. Here's our beautiful drive shaft. Rocket City makes these for me. They do a really good job. They shortened it up, balanced it again for us. So let's knock this in, get it bolted up. You think about it, a seemingly stock car is gonna have custom cross member, custom motor mounts, custom transmission cross member, custom transmission adapted, custom drive shaft, custom brakes, but it's gonna look like a $600 parts car. I like it. I really do. Hoses are in top and bottom, got a battery in here, new negative or sad cable and a positive. They're both red, but I at least wrapped tape around one. Was getting ready to dump some fresh dinosaur juice in this, but there's some left in it. I didn't drain it when we were out, wherever that was, Detroit or whatever. So I'm gonna lift this up in the air, get the old oil out, put a fresh filter in, put some fresh oil in this thing. I already got the temperature gauge in here. We are inching closer, maybe firing this thing up and hearing it run, at least for a few seconds, because it's open manifold. Well, it's been a good day, a productive day here on the old Barneville. Getting ready to fire this thing off, just have to top off the transmission here. I got my Lone Wolf 6000 over there. We're gonna pull the trigger. Now remember, we only heard this sputter for just a second or two. I hope to get this fired up and running for at least a minute. We can verify it's not knocking, it builds oil pressure, things of that nature. Gonna apply my key. That should give us hot ignition. Give it a couple shots of fuel. Here we go. Bring in the thunder. It's not bringing it. There's definitely no thunder. Wah, wah, wah. Okay, back to basics. We need spark, compression, valve timing, and fuel. There was compression. That's sparking, and now there's exhaust coming out of there. That's way too much fuel, so something should happen. It's alive! Well, 62% of it. That sounds really terrible, and it's running on 4. Great. We've accomplished our goal. We've heard it run once again. So since it runs so terrible, I'm gonna get some rest, and tomorrow we're gonna put in disc brakes and the full exhaust system. So I'm gonna start by getting this in the air, get the tires and wheels off, strip the front end all the way down to just the spindle, and then build it back with bearings, seals, disc, caliper, pads, lines, everything, and do as much as I can to be in the way of Chad, who's gonna be putting music pipes in this thing, a nice classic car mellow sound. So some of you might be wondering, Derek, you've mentioned this is a parts car multiple times, and yet you're putting a lot of work into this thing, obviously. And here's why. Every car has a story, and that's my favorite thing about vehicles. It's not necessarily the make or model. It's the history and where it came from and how we found it. And if you remember Beth, this was her daddy's car. And he always had a dream to put this car together and fix it up. And unfortunately, we lost him way too soon, and it ended up sitting in the barn there. So what I'm trying to do is just fulfill his dream and get this thing put back together, get it on the road, get it running and driving. But I'm also trying to do it for the average guy. We're not going crazy with parts, as you can see with the engine and everything else, but we want to make some small upgrades to make it reliable and safe, hence the aluminum radiator and disc brakes in the front and some of those things like that. And for me, the payoff getting this on the road is worth every single minute of sweat and cuts and bruises and French words and things of that nature. Speaking of cussing, Chad is here. So instead of hauling the rig to Cookeville, Tennessee, thankfully I talked Chad from Volunteer Muffler and Performance coming down to our shop, save us a bunch of time, and he's gonna lick out exhaust on this thing. And we're kind of thinking dual straight out the back like it had originally, right?
That'll be perfect.
And then maybe, we talked about doing like a Porter, what are they, like a steel packed muffler or something?
They're
like
steel
that?
pack muffler.
Yeah, so that'll give us that like 60s kind of vintage sound. It'll get a little bit of rumble, but it's gonna be not crazy like a traditional glass pack. So that, I think that'd be pretty good. And cross member that I spent a bunch of time on might be not so good for exhaust. I wasn't thinking about that. So I'm gonna leave him to his vices and let him figure it out, tear it out, go around it. I don't know. That's why he's here.
You know, it is not bad. I have seen way worse on high-dollar cars. I've got to get a little too close to the floorboard, or it's got to hang down so low they can plow with it. It did come from a farm, though. It might be helpful.
Chad, His brain works different. He's got like an auto level protractor compass thing in his brain where he can just look at things, go to the machine, bend it, and it just... I'd be on my 13th stick with marker and tape measures and angles and...
I have ruined a lot of pipe in my life.
So we're using a kit from MP Brakes, and the reason I mention that is this is a kit that lets you leave the stock spindle in place. Most kits, you got to take this whole thing apart, which means you're into the ball joints and everything, which I guess is fine if you're doing like a complete restoration, but we want to save time and money, and this is how we can do that. It looks like, I've never used this before, but flipping through the constructions here, we got some brackets we're going to put on here, and that is going to mount our new caliper to this. We'll slide our disc on with new bearings. It has a bearing adapter that's going to go on here after we put it in the oven. And we should have essentially all new, but then the fun part, we got to run lines. Remember all the lines I put in for the drum brake system? Just kidding. We're going to take that out. I gotta move this car back so Chad can fit the exhaust pipe around the rear axle without cutting it. And I don't have wheels on it. So I'm gonna try to move it on the air jack.
Keep coming. Keep coming. Keep coming. Keep coming. Keep coming. Is that all you got?
I think that's it.
Let's see what happens.
Margaritas and Misadventures, Volume 3. Chad's whipping right along here on the exhaust system. One of the many things Volunteer Muffler in Cookeville does that's different than most shops is a lot of them will put these hangers on and just tack weld them on and just hack them right off there. And they usually get loose, break, or fail. These guys bend these all the way around and then they weld it all the way around the pipe. And if it's hanging under the pipe, like up here by the muffler, they'll actually go around the pipe and support it better. And it just creates a better, long-lasting exhaust system. I think he's just got to eyeball this, hack these off, get the tips on, and he's done. That's it for the exhaust. Now we just have to make it run goodlier. We're gonna move on to finishing up the brakes and we'll meet in the middle somewhere in the cab, I guess. Well, since Chad is here, I'm gonna have him help me with the shifter. I'm in the vehicle, he's gonna lift me up. I'm going to basically just jam this on the floor, bolt it down, drill a hole, jam the shifter cable through there, and with any luck, he'll grab it and hook it to the transmission. We got this really sweet air box in here that's kind of prohibiting going too far forward. I don't know, it might be a little not ideal, but nonetheless, it's better than this thing that's doing nothing. Okay. On this episode of Roadworthy Rescues, we make a really nice Barneville. Give it a twist, like counterclockwise. There you go. Well, big thank you to Chad. He had to head back to his day job, but we got the shifter in. I want to move on to the brake booster and master cylinder in here. Then we've got a proportioning valve of sorts that needs to go in as well. Get that done, then we'll come back to brakes. Oh, look at all the water and juice that came out. All right. Oh, did I go in? Well, good morning. Late last night, guy worked on brake lines. Got some ran, and guess what we're doing today? More brakes. We're gonna mount up the calipers on here. Bam! Discolator brakes. Got to run some rubber hoses here, connect everything, and then start the very fun process of bleeding. We're gonna try to incorporate the rear drums as well into this master cylinder, get everything bled out and pumped. Got to hook up the pedal still inside. It's a whole different throw and booster and all the parts. So it's going to be kind of challenging to get everything set up, but it's going to be really nice to have an upgraded brake system where this thing will have kind of a little bit of go, but a whole lot of woe. The crew has had enough watching me suffer, so they're they're jumping in and helping. We're in a bit of a time crunch here, which I'll explain later. We're not gonna lose the shop, but we're gonna lose an opportunity if we don't hurry and get this done. Condenser's gotta come out so we can get the electric fan in. We've got belts on here now. Power steering might work, the generator might work, but it's not wired yet. I am bleeding the brakes with homemade tubey doobies. Bench bleeding, right in the car, guys, save a step. And then hook up the lines. I'll have to bleed the calipers, bleed the rear wheel cylinders. We're cleaning up some hoses and stuff we don't need. We removed the old AC unit gently. After this, I got to figure out wiring for the fan. We got a big relay that's got to go in for that. And I also have to start wiring like the generator. I've got to wire in a switch that'll actually start this thing. We're getting after it. Things are happening. This is a wiring harness out of whatever vehicle this came out of. And I just cut that off because I'm going to graft this into the dash harness and or run all of these lines newly in the car. We got battery. Purple is always start on Buick, Olds, Pontiac, Cadillac, BOPC. Ignition, the black stripe with pink for like coil. Brown is going to be like accessories, which we need for 12 volt for a fan. But I'm just kind of going through this, trying to figure it all out. Throttle pedal and cable assembly, gonna have to mock up something there too. It's gonna be completely custom because we don't have all the linkages and levers and doodads anymore. We're working on getting carpet in right now, and it's a great time to get a new pedal assembly in here while the seat is out. The old one, which I'll probably just grab quick, is mounted to the floor. Rocks off the bottom. It's a heel one. And then there was a bunch of linkages that we don't have anymore. So I'm gonna mount this to the firewall, and when you press the pedal, it's gonna pull a cable, which will pull a fuel make it happener, and it'll make engine noises. come the temperature for the first time. And make sure we got some water in the water heater. Go left, go right machine needs some juice. Make sure the head gaskets are gonna gasket. Things of that nature. Electric choke's working. Well, all the smoke coming out of here is all the new paint we got on the engine, the new gaskets. We've got oil and grease from my hands. That should all burn off here relatively soon. Nope, a couple hours. Electric fan should be kicking on, yes, at some point. And then we're ready to hit the road. Well, it was another very late night on the Barneville, but progress was had, and I'm starting to see the locomotive in the tunnel with a light or whatever that saying is. Patched up some rust last night, just took a sheet of 16 gauge, made my own patch panel, Fox tinted that in. Also decided to paint the steel wheels. Everyone has primered wheels, and everyone has black wheels, so let's be a little bit different. We used that paint code that O'Reilly scanned for us, came up with some rattle cans, fogged them down as well. I'm gonna mount them on the car, roll this thing outside, and I'm gonna SOS this, wash it down, clean it, get all the chrome and stainless as clean as possible, shine juice this thing, get the hood on, and I think we're finally there. By the way, we just ran it for quite a while. Didn't get hot, electric fan worked. A couple transmission leaks, had to tighten some fittings. I think we're A-okay and good to go. I'm excited to drive this thing. Let's get it back together. I don't know what kind of look this is gonna give it. I know one thing, it's gonna be different. And just wait, I got something else to add here. There's more. Just let us get it washed first. So here we have what I assume is the original bumper on the 62. It's a great shape. It doesn't have a lot of dents and stuff like that, but it's stained and really, really dirty. I'm not even sure what this is. It's like sulfur and barn dirt, and I'm not sure. But a quick trip to get it off is Quad Zero steel wool, and I like the ones with the soap in them. You find them in your kitchen aisle at the grocery store, get them damp, and just come in here and start scrubbing, and this is going to do wonders to this bumper. In fact, I'll do half, leave the other half alone, and you can take a look at it with your own eyeballs. Time to do something with the body of this car. I wish we had more time to do just even primer or something, but we're out of it. We're gonna do the next best thing. Now, there's not a lot of paint left on this car. We've got some of the original primer, some of the paint, some of the respray, different colored panels, even some new bare metal when I Fox tinted in a quarter panel over there. So we're gonna seal that rust and paint with the Vice Grip Garage Shine Juice. This is oil-based. It's kind of a temporary solution to seal everything in, and we can make up our mind what we're gonna do with this thing later, or someone else can, right? So all we have to do is just dump a little bit in this, about like that. Dip any sort of applicator or rag, and we simply wipe it on. It's gonna give us a nice matte or satin finish, and we can wipe it on literally everything on this car, and it's gonna protect it and give it a shine. That's crazy. This never gets old. So I got an idea what to do with this car, but the first thing we have to do is go shake this thing down, and there's nothing better than some back roads of Tennessee, some curves, some twisting hills, and all that stuff. So let's go jam this thing on the highway, go for a cruise, see what it's gonna do or not do. So we've got the Barneville back on the road for the first time in more than a decade, probably significantly more than that. And this is my favorite part. It's so much work. And really, it's the same car. It's just elbow grease and time. But it's so rewarding to get them back on the road. And I know that's what Don would have wanted, which is Beth's dad. This was his car. He wanted to put this car together and just make it run and drive and have fun with it and ultimately restore it. And unfortunately, didn't have the time to do so. And it rides great. I didn't touch the shocks or anything like that, and just as is. Steers great, rides great. The Turbo 350 was needed. The 61 engine we just reused seems to be doing okay. It's got a little bit of a miss to it, but it just needs some miles. You take a car, you don't have to pour $1 million into the thing. Just get it running and on the road. Who cares what other people think about it or say about it? It's not too far gone. You can restore it a little bit at a time, over time, and that's exactly what Roadworthy Rescues is about. And speaking of which, this has got to go to a new home. I can't keep them all. Someone has got to take the torch and carry it forward and see that this car gets the rest of the love that it deserves. And I've got an idea for that home.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Hi.
Hello. Oh my gosh. Wow.
Good to see you again.
It's good to see you.
Did you have a safe trip?
I did.
Well, what do you think?
Oh my gosh. You even fixed the rust.
Yeah, a little bit, yeah.
That looks amazing. Absolutely amazing. And it sounds amazing.
It actually runs a lot better today, yes. So,
Today.
boy, this was a lot of work. I wish we could have done more, but we just didn't have the time.
I think you did an amazing job in the time that you had.
So if you remember Beth, this is actually who we got the car from, and this was her daddy's car. We actually pulled it out of your barn. It had been sitting there for a long, long time.
Yes.
I'm humbled and honored that we got the opportunity to go through the thing and get it running. And it started with the engine your dad put in. It's the same engine, but we updated it to a more modern Turbo 350. So it's a 3-speed automatic, so you don't have to worry about reliability issues or parts or anything like that.
Wonderful.
Custom drive shaft. The suspension's pretty much all the same, but we did upgrade the brakes. You have disc brakes in this thing now.
Very
So
nice.
It's safe, it stops. The exterior, obviously, we just cleaned it up. We put some Vice Grip Garage Shine Juice on it to seal it in. New tires, steel wheels. We had the paint match. That's the paint coat out of the trunk.
Is it?
So all that matched in. Brand new dual exhaust system on the thing, new fuel tank, sending unit. So much we did, actually.
You've done a lot of work.
Interior, we cleaned it. It's got carpet.
Look at that. Oh my gosh.
It's got gauges
Beautiful.
that work. We put the shifter on the floor instead of the column shifter.
Okay.
This one's a lot of fun. You can either put in drive or you can slam shift it if you want to get a little bit rowdy. Cleaned up the original seats. I love the bowling ball shirt kind of design on these seats, so we just kept all of those, cleaned up the stainless. And it's worth mentioning, I didn't do all this work. The team really jumped in on this. There was so much. The guys behind the cameras, the sound dude, everyone was in on this thing.
Very great team, yes.
Yeah. And it's a lot of fun to drive. You want me to pop the hood? Okay.
Yes. Yeah, let's look at what's under the hood.
Okay. So your dad found this engine. It was out of a 61, right?
Yeah. 61 Barneville. They make, just different year. Wow.
So
Wow.
cleaned it up a little bit. We had to find manifolds. They came from South Carolina. A guy actually drove them through the night to get here.
Oh my
To
gosh.
put the manifolds on for the exhaust system. Threw some chrome on here. Have a new carburetor on here for you. It's got electric choke. Aluminum radiator to keep it clean. And then we put an electric fan on there as well. But it does the thing now.
It does the thing, what it's supposed to do.
We didn't really know what we were up against in Michigan, so we kind of ran out of time a little bit. But
I didn't know what you were up against either. I did not.
yeah. Okay, Beth, here's the thing.
Yes.
The reason I do Roadworthy Rescues and Vice Grip Garage is I take cars that some people deem as just junk or trash or a parts car, which this really was a parts car, I'm going to be honest. It was in a pretty frail state, but I like to get them on the road, give them a second lease on life, pass them off to somebody that can grab the torch and do something with it. And with this car, I can't see it going anywhere other than you. So I'm going to give it back to you.
Are you really?
You
Oh
bet.
my gosh. Oh my gosh. Thank
That,
you.
here's the key. It's yours.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Oh my gosh, what a wonderful thing to do.
Our pleasure. Jump in. There we go.
There.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, she sounds so good.
So after all those years looking at it in the barn, cleaned up, running, driving, you want to go for a cruise?
Oh, I would love to.
You're in Tennessee. We got a cruise,
Oh
right?
yes, I would love to.
All right, slide over. I'll take you on some cool roads.
Okay, let's do that.
Beth's got the 62 back. Man, it just feels great to give. And this is a perfect example. You just got to get these things running, give them a chance, give them opportunity, and she'll do something cool with us.
I will.
Keep it updated. All right, here we go.
Away we go.
Well, that's going to do it for this episode, but stay tuned. There's plenty more to save.